What's up, everybody? It's Brandon Jones. I am sitting inside the lobby of Game Day Men's Health here in Rapid City. Got a couple of decent-looking dudes sitting with me. Not as good-looking as me. We can talk about that later. But introduce yourselves. Whoever wants to go first.
Go ahead, Troy. Yeah, I'm Troy Trombetta. Been in the Black Hills 25 years or so. Came out here with the Air Force, did a little time there, fell in love with this area, made it my home, and bounced around a few things, but we're excited to have this game day opportunity.
Yeah.
It's something I've been pretty passionate about and love bringing it to the Black Hills.
Cool.
Yeah, my name's Nick Flagella. Troy and I grew up together, went to high school together. He's lived in the Black Hills for a long time. I'm somewhat new to the area, but love it. And Troy and I had talked for a long time about this area needing a longevity health clinic. And we're just really excited to be able to offer this to the community.
Cool. So you guys are the owners, right? You brought this in. How long has it been here? How long have you guys been open?
November.
Since November?
Yeah, November.
This is new. Pretty new.
It's been in the works for well over a year. I mean, just to get a medical established with labs and everything, because the way we wanted to do it, we wanted it perfect where we can get guys in on their consultation, we can start treatment. So it's been a long time in the works, but we officially saw our first client early November, and it's been going good.
Been going good.
Now Game Day as a company has been in existence for 7 years. They went national with the brand about a year and a half ago. So there's over 300 clinics now.
Wow.
In the country. We were kind of middle of the road as far as those opening timeline wise, but the benefit of that is we have a national network and national protocols on what we use to treat our patients. And it's everything we do is backed by science, both clinical data as well as company protocols. So you're getting tested and the best care that you can get when you come here.
That's cool. So I guess you guys offer quite a bit here for men and women. I mean, I know it says Game Day Men's Health, but you guys take women too. What all do you guys offer?
Yeah, so I like to call us a longevity clinic. So we are in the business of getting you healthy and keeping you healthy. So on the spectrum of what we offer for everybody, it's peptide therapies, medical weight loss, vitamin therapies, and then when you add men into the mix, we do hormone replacement. The only thing that our clinic does not do for ladies at this time is treat hormones.
That's cool. I know it, and I'm coming here for testosterone, which I like. For me personally, I think I've had low testosterone, or found out I had low testosterone maybe a couple years ago, and I was getting the cream from my regular doctor, my whatever family doctor. And it is cool. It got me to a certain level, but I kind of noticed it's good. Then I had our daughter, and I was hearing it from a lot of different people. Whoa, you got a baby and cream on your arm? Whoa. And I'm well, it's not like I put the cream on and go rub my daughter on it, but the possibility is there. And so, and at that same time where I was thinking about transitioning off of the cream, I found out about you guys, and I was like, well, let me go check this out. Came in, did the interview, and I think the testosterone that I get through the shot I've noticed a lot of difference. My wife notices it the most, probably. The drive for intimacy, if you will, is quite a bit higher. My sex drive is through the roof. But not only that, but I noticed it in the gym working out, and I think beforehand, let's pretend somebody says, dude, it's a beautiful day, let's go for a hike, like it is today. Let's go for a hike, let's go hit M Hill. I would have been nah, I'd find an excuse to get out of it. Where now I'm the one saying, let's go hike M Hill, or let's go biking, or let's go do something. And I mean, my age, I don't like talking about it, but I'm 44, and I don't want to be 44. I want to be 34 or 24.
Yeah. And
I want to go play softball, play flag football. I want to go mountain biking. I want to ride dirt bikes. I want to go do those things still and not be I can't anymore. I'm 44.
Yeah.
So
and let me see that. A lot of guys lose that desire for those hobbies. And, and it starts to bring them down. Like they had purpose in life. They had, I'm hiking, I'm archery hunting, I'm doing all this.
Yeah.
And then they don't realize their motivation for it slowly deteriorated. And then they're not doing it anymore. And they feel like they're missing that purpose. And but it's not uncommon. That's why it's good to get your levels checked. What if it just is one simple treatment and you're back in that game?
Well, and that's what I noticed too, is like my oldest brother, he had low testosterone. What was affecting him was sleep.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow. And you start losing sleep, and this is just me. I have no education whatsoever. Well, then there goes everything. You know what I mean? Like if you ain't getting good rest, everything's screwed. And he got on testosterone himself and has been like, he sleeps better. Everything's back in line, and that's, to me, makes a lot of sense. But
well, one of the biggest pieces with this, though, is there's so much information out there now about testosterone therapy and what it can do for you. What people need to realize is it is a science, right? So the ability to take you from feeling like you don't want to walk up the hill or you don't want to play the sports, and getting you to that point can be the most healthy experience of your life, but it can, in a mismanaged situation, also be the most unhealthy. And that's what we specialize in. We have an in-house lab to watch all of your levels. We specialize in dialing in everything, not just your testosterone. So if you're just supplementing testosterone but not watching everything else, you can end up feeling crappier than you did when you started.
Yeah.
So you've really got to go to a place like us or somewhere else that treats and knows what they're doing, not just giving you testosterone.
Yeah. Yep. Well, when you started, we'll get you going on stuff. We're going to see you in 6 weeks. Because the thing is, we have no idea. Everyone reacts differently. There's no cookie cutter platform to this. A lot of places try to sell it that way, but we want to see you in 6 weeks. We're going to check in. How you feeling, Brandon? Like, what are your symptoms? What did we cure? What did we not? How can we keep tailoring this? Because that's what we want to do. It's a custom tailored experience for each client.
Yep.
And the sleep thing, though, back to that, because I get the pleasure of being in this lobby all the time, visiting with guys, checking in on them. That's the number one thing we get from guys is, man, you're not going to believe this. I had a dream the other day. Like, they haven't slept good in 20 years to where they have yet to have, like, they have their first dream in 20 years. I'm like, that's a good sign.
Right?
That means you guys are first. Because, people think about exercise and, eating right. They don't realize sleeping right is just as important.
It's huge. It's huge. I noticed it. Me and my wife just had a baby. She's 16 months old now. So in the last 16 months, sleeping with a baby is a problem. But I mean, what I've noticed is since my wife is breastfeeding, it's 99% her, but I would be such a light sleeper that I would notice it. I'd wake up and I'm like, crud, now I gotta go back to sleep. Then now I'm like, I wake up in the morning and she's like, well, your daughter woke up 2 times. And I'm like, no kidding? I'm like, out. I'm like, what happened? Like I time worked to the morning and was just out. But the other thing too that I noticed and I'm just taking the testosterone here, is like in the gym, what I was having a struggle with before, which led me here, is I go to these classes up at Exos and it's hardcore. It's similar to like anybody out there who's heard of like HIIT training, that high intensity interval. It's similar to that. It's different, but that's a quick way to describe it. But it's like you're working out, you're going from one thing to another thing to another thing to another. And I'm like halfway through it going, am I having like a medical emergency? Because man, I am dying over here where I've already been able to do the workouts, but I had my testosterone, I think, had duped so low. When I came in here, it was at 97. And I'm like, man, like that's low. Because what I learned is like, getting up to that 8 to 1200 range or whatever is like you were when you were 20. And I'm like, yeah, I got a 97 ain't going to do it. Because I feel like I could take a nap here.
And everybody's number is different. So you get a lot of guys that will call us and say, what number can you get us to? And we don't. That's not how we work. We work on a how do you feel scale. Yeah. We do a work off of numbers as far as we won't take you higher than a certain number and we won't treat you if you're, not low enough. But as far as where we will get you, it's a patient by patient thing. So you're going to tell us as a patient when you feel your best. Well, and then our goal and our job is to keep you right there and regulated.
Well, and I can attest to that too, because I think after my first 6 weeks, I was too high, but it was like, they're like, how are you feeling? And I'm like, oh, I don't really notice it. They're like, well, you're pretty high. So like maybe you do better a little lower. And I think now I'm in that, 800 to 1,000-ish kind of level. And that seems to be where apparently my
That's where
body
I
wants
like
to
it as
be.
well.
That seems to be where I like to be, because now after that first visit, I noticed it, but I didn't notice it like I do now. And once they adjusted me down, like not full throttle, it was like, oh yeah, here we are. This is where I can function well. And so, yeah.
We tell all of our patients that this is to give the therapy 3 months for sure. So when you come in, we're gonna start you on a certain dose if you're deficient, and we're gonna adjust you, like Troy said, it if needed at 6 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
You're not gonna feel the true effects of the therapy and what we're doing for 3 months. So if you come in and you start therapy, it is best for you and for every patient to mentally say that I'm going to see how I feel in 3 months and see if this is what I need.
And it's not uncommon. Some guys get instant results, some don't, but it just takes a while for your body to get used to what we gave you, how to utilize it, and it just gets more efficient with what we're giving as time goes on. But
well, I think it's easy too. Let's talk a little bit about, like, if somebody's watching this and they're like, all right, I want to come and check it out. Easiest way to come check it out is GameDayMen'sHealth.com.
Or call us.
Yeah.
Look us up on Google. Give us a call. We can usually get you in the same week, and you're here. Your appointment's about an hour, but you'll know your results and your lab results in about 20 minutes.
yeah. And every first consult, that's what we wanted. We wanted instant results. Because like I got on it through a different provider. You go, make an appointment, meet with them, they take your blood, you leave. You come back in a week, you get a little bit further. I mean, it's 3 to 4 weeks to get going. I understand everyone's busy.
Yeah.
Like to get here, I get it's a struggle. So we're like, all right, an hour and 15 minutes, you're in, we spin your blood, we have results, and you have a one-on-one consult with our clinician. And while you're in the lobby, usually someone will go over all of the products, because some guys think we just do testosterone. So we'll show them the menu. Here's everything we have. Maybe you didn't realize this is the products we offer. Please take your time. Talk to it with our clinician, and he can kind of go through them all. And the other thing we like too is maybe you want to start with one. Hey, the testosterone, I think, will fix a lot of them. We can get you going there, but know our products. If you ever want to add something in, little extra spice in the bedroom or something like that, give that a 30-day try. Or maybe now you're back in the gym. Man, I feel back. I'm actually going to the gym. We have peptides and things to really give you that extra push too. So, and there's no contracts. Like if you want to try something for a little bit, we'd love to help you, So it's something you can add and subtract, but that's kind of the way we designed it.
Our goal is to be the place where our patients come to stay healthy for a long time. And if testosterone is the start to that journey, and we can help them with, talking about macros with what they eat, or talking about weight loss programs, or talking about vitamin and nutrition and supplement stuff that they may or may not need, or talk about peptides. We want to be the place that people are coming to stay healthy before they head down the disease spectrum. Because modern medicine for the last 50 years treats sickness. It's very rare when it's treating longevity, and that's the business we're in.
Yeah.
We're in the business of staying as healthy and active as possible for as long as you can.
Yep.
That way you're not getting the heart diseases. Like if you're out staying active, you're keeping those away. So that's the thing, is that healthy lifestyle is what we're promoting.
Yeah.
Just to keep people healthy. Because it seems like everyone's goal is big pharma is going to save me one day. I don't have to do the right things because they're going to make a pill one day. And I don't know, man. I'd rather control it myself than waiting on big pharma.
That's my biggest fear. I think my whole life has been that way of like, I try to supplement with, say, vitamins, or the first time I went into the doctor and they were like, oh, Brandon, and I'm like, hold on. I'm sorry. I apologize. Too much fast food here. Let me let me roll myself back. Hold on. Let me try to control this. I don't like taking pills. I don't want to take a medication at all. Like, I feel like I should be able to control myself. Not always the case. Like testosterone. Like, I can't go eat a testosterone bagel or whatever, or a certain fruit or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, in theory, sure, but no, it didn't work for me. So, okay, let's go a little further down. So if somebody makes that consultation, I know from experience for me, I can only speak for what I do, but like I work right by here, so it's easy for me to come over once a week and get that shot. Are there other ways, like for like I said, to further drive in what I do? I come in here once a week, usually on a Monday. Come walking in, it takes me 5 minutes, if that, and I'm back out the door. And so, like that's super easy for me. Maybe other people living farther away. How does that work for them?
And we have patients as far away as Wyoming and Nebraska, Minnesota. So for patients that can't get in here and it's not conducive to their schedule, we can ship your testosterone or whatever it is that you're on with us to your house on a monthly supply. The only thing we require, which is for you, the patient, is that you come in for follow-ups so we can check your blood, so we can make sure that your levels are where they need to be. But as far as coming in here every week, if that works for you, great. If it doesn't, we can provide the therapy at your house.
Yep, I think that's awesome. We've been talking a lot about testosterone. Let's talk about like maybe the peptides and the other things that like I'm not that knowledgeable with. What does that stuff? I hear the word peptide all the time. I hear that stuff. I actually don't know what that means.
So
you know what I mean?
People don't realize all of the peptides that are out there. So they hear peptide, they think it's something new. But in all actuality, they don't realize peptides are just things that have name brand names to them. Like Ozempic and Wegovy, those are peptides. The peptide name for them is a GLP-1, for example. Insulin is actually a peptide. But there's a bunch of peptides on the market now that are really exciting. But back to what they are. A peptide is just a small block chain amino acid. So essentially a peptide tells your body to do a certain something. So some peptides are designed for healing. Some peptides are designed to help your body stimulate and create more human growth hormones. Some peptides are created and help your body heal. One of the big ones that's on the market right now is BPC 157. So that is its body protection compound. So it is used it's used for wellness, but it's predominantly used if you have an injury that you're trying to heal from. So it's given and it helps your body stimulate blood flow to a certain area, and it works really well with ligament and tendon injury. GLP-1s, that's one that a lot of people know, which we have here, are for weight loss. So a GLP-1 essentially slows down your digestive system and you're not as hungry, which helps you stay in a caloric deficit, helps you lose weight.
And there's like Aaron Rodgers. That's an example. Remember, he blew out his Achilles, and his recovery was miraculous. And if you listen to some of his podcasts, he found health providers like, you need to get on these peptides. Like, and we're just going to tell your body to amplify that healing signal.
Yeah.
And that's what it does. Heal. Like, we're going to just bombard it with healing. And I mean, his recovery, people didn't even believe how quick he came back.
Well, he ain't no spring chicken either.
No.
You know what I mean?
And he's not all the way back yet. I mean,
yeah. We'll see. We'll see what team he's on. Or he's on the Steelers now.
He's a Steelers fan. So
We'll see.
Guaranteed Super Bowl.
Oh, that's where we're at here. You might be able to go, but you're probably going to lose to the Vikings. But then, I'm just kidding. But so not only peptides, you guys have other things as well. I know I took a vitamin B shot.
Yeah.
You know?
Sell a lot. So that's the nice thing. A lot of guys come in for their weekly shot or a follow-up. They're like, hey, let me just grab a shot. Okay. So the B12 one, a lot of people like. It's a mood enhancer, helps with a little bit of weight loss. It's just, like, I like it. I feel mentally, like, lifted. Sometimes work gets you down. That B12 shot's a good lift up. Yeah. We have, like, glutathione is anotad big one we sell with brain function.
What is that, glutathione? That helps with brain and stuff like that, yeah?
Mm-hmm. NAD plus is a big one that people are going down that path, which is a cellular health compound that helps your. The theory is it helps your DNA and heals your DNA, helps with brain function. But the ones that we keep in the clinic here are glutathione, McB12, and vitamin C. So if it's cold season, can only help you to boost your vitamin C. On top of that, so the vitamin therapies, those are one thing we do. But one other big thing that we do here, which is a sensitive subject, but one that needs to be talked about, and it shouldn't be as embarrassing, is we have a full array of ED therapies for guys. So it is the number one ED therapy that a guy can do is first get their testosterone checked.
Mhm.
If your testosterone is low, you're gonna be heading down the spectrum of ED. If we can get your testosterone dialed in, and you're still having some issues, then we offer 2 procedures. One is called Gainswave, which is they call it shockwave therapy, but really it's just deep pulse therapy. So it creates
no electric.
No, no.
People think we're like hooking probes up to their unit. No.
Downtown.
So basically, the issue and the cause of ED is a vascular issue, so blood flow. So plaque forms, blood flow is limited. Gainswave, what it does is it breaks up that plaque and helps regrow that vascular pathway. So the data behind it is pretty spectacular. And then we couple that with a procedure called PRP, which is where we draw your blood, spin it down into a platelet-rich plasma, and it gets injected. And that cellular dense plasma helps regrow that pathway.
Wow.
So those are the 2 procedures that we do in the clinic for ED. We also offer all of the typical ED solutions as far as ED medications.
Yeah. And I mean, I think I agree with you. Like, guys should be more open to coming in private, talking about their stuff. I mean, nothing's worse than like, I mean, like being with your significant other and then you're at 50% maybe.
And this is
You know?
this is a place of comfort.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So a lot of doctors' offices, you walk in and it's they're not very excited for you to be there, and it's kind of a, well, give me your card, doctor will see you soon kind of environment.
Mhm.
This is a place where it's okay to come have those conversations because it's what we specialize in.
You're sitting on the bed with that crinkle paper.
Yeah.
It always reminds me of Big Daddy. The kid pees on the floor. He just puts more newspaper down. We want it, and it's a private conversation.
Yeah.
And, I tell guys too, like if your problem was unique, we wouldn't have this clinic. Like the problems guys deal with, the reason we have them on here is because they are common.
Mm-hmm.
I know guys don't talk about ED. Like I'm out fishing with you, like, hey,
how's things?
Yeah.
How's your fishing pole? Your real one.
How's your plaque buildup?
Yeah.
and guys aren't going to talk about it. But I'm going to tell you, it's common enough. Like, that's why we offer it here, because it is a common issue, and we got solutions.
No, I agree 100%. It is something that I think even recently with my own doctor, like I had to go in, I was having testicular pain. This has been a while back, but it was kind of something where I'm like, after going through it, I'm like, why was it probably took me 2 doctor visits to mention it, but I'm like, but why? Like I could have really had something serious going on there. And it's like, why not find that somebody you can like be like, hey, this is what's going on, and it's not like you're blasting it on social media. You're just having a conversation with somebody who's trained to help, so I guess in my mind, I'm like, duh.
In a place where we hear it all day long.
Yeah.
And help people get it fixed.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite parts of this clinic is starting with a guy who walks in tentative, kind of embarrassed to talk about maybe having low testosterone.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's kind of for years it was taboo. It's becoming not. But taking that guy from his first visit and then having a conversation with him in 6 months, it's a life-changing experience for these guys.
Yeah.
They will come in and they will tell you, and we've had guys come in with their wives, so their wife can come and thank us for what we've done.
Right.
So I mean,
And honestly, we encourage that. Bring your spouse. Like, a lot of the stuff we're dealing with is, if you're married, it's an intimacy thing. We like when they come in. Like, let's talk about it. Like,
and there's a lot we can do for ladies too.
Yeah.
Like I said in the beginning, all of our services are open to guys and girls. Just not the hormones, but the weight loss and the vitamin infusions and the peptides. That's for everybody.
Yeah, I do. I want to say that too. I think coming in here, it's nice. I mean, like when I come in once a week, it's quick. But like, even if for some reason there's other guys in the lobby, it's almost like similar to, and maybe this is me, I like small talk. But so I'm like, what's up? How long you been coming here? Not so much of what are you getting treated, but just more like, it has that kind of a feeling like you're, I don't know, maybe similar to like a barber shop or not quite sports bar, like let's have wings and beer, but like similar, you know what I mean? Like you're sitting around kind of BS and you're up, that kind of thing, I guess. It's comfortable.
Yeah, and most guys, they're proud of their journey. Like
Yeah.
I think they didn't realize what was going to happen, but once they see the changes, they're proud of their journey. And I hear some interesting conversations up front, but they're fun, and it's usually uplifting, but
in a good way, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, and like that's my favorite. Like to see the transformation. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, we love it. Like just a guy comes in, they're just not hiking anymore. Everything to see their body transformation, their mental state. Like there's just so many things I get to see changing. Like it causes depression can start settling in when you're not doing the things you want. You're not sleeping good. You're frumpy. You're drinking 5 energy drinks to get through the day. Like it starts to wear on you.
You're heading down a horrible path. Yeah.
Yeah.
You really are.
But diet and everything. That's why low T starts so much younger than guys realize. And it's society, man. Like the foods we eat, the work schedules, and the stress we deal with just deteriorates your T levels. And a lot of guys don't realize that. So they're sometimes shocked when they see it. But I had one guy, he was so excited when I confirmed that's what it was, because he was like, at least I know why now. Like, I don't know what's wrong with me. This is the best day of my life. I'm like, okay, cool. Well, and I got a solution too. So let's
go. Yeah. Dude, I feel the same too. And like now I work at the radio station, which isn't very physical, but I've had most of my life physical jobs. And that's when I first realized that I was low on testosterone. It was like I was working at the block plant, handling block all day. And I can remember thinking to myself in that moment, not knowing I had low testosterone, but like, we got to go hand stack block. And I'm just like, like, oh my gosh, let's go. But like, it was hard for me to perform at work, like do things. This is my life. Like this is what I got to do to provide for my family. So like, I'm thinking about when I was a mechanic or when I used to work on trucks and cars and stuff. It's like, I can imagine just being like, oh, I'm so checked out, like doing your job correctly. Just those things, even if you're a truck driver like I was too, like getting proper rest so you can drive all day. And those things are like, it's real life. And like that guy that noticed it was low and was like, fine, I know what it is. That's how I felt too. It was like, good, because I'm like, there's only so much you can do, until you figure out what the problem is.
It's frustrating as a guy to not have the drive that you did, because you remember what that drive was.
Yeah.
And you kind of kick yourself. It's like, man, I want to be doing these things.
Mm-hmm.
And it's happening younger and younger, just with the way society is. So that's another thing I want people to know is what age you should be wondering about this.
Yeah.
If you are having symptomatic feelings or there's something going on that you're just like, I don't know what's going on, and you're 25 years old, call us. I don't know if we're going to treat you with testosterone, because at that age we may not have to. There's products out there that will help your body stimulate your own production of testosterone, especially for younger guys. So if you have something going on, just like you said with talking to your doc, it's always better to figure it out than let it linger.
Yeah. There's no reason. And I think that's where like we're at with society. I've been that guy that's like, my leg is broken, but I ain't going to tell nobody because I'm a man.
I think we're all that way.
And we're all still kind of that way because we're dudes. But it's like, in my mind, I'm like, what did I achieve there? You know what I mean? I've achieved nothing except for probably gotten worse, and I'm using the broken leg as a joke, but it's like, now I think I'm a little more proactive in my health, and it showed, because I feel there was a moment in my early 40s where I was like, well, we had a good run. This is it. Now I got to start looking at retirement and rocking chairs, and I'm like, and then I was like, no, bullshit, no, not doing it. You know what I mean? Like, not happening, and I'm glad.
My goal is to chase elk up the mountain in my 70s, play hockey in my 70s. And you can meet a lot of 70-year-olds that will tell you that they're about done, right? And they say, what do you do for activity? I don't know. I watch some TV, get up and go to lunch. But on the flip side, I still play hockey with guys that are in their 70s.
Yeah.
And it's just, which direction do you want to go with your longevity? It's not how long you're going to live. It's how well are you going to live. And if you want to be active in your 60s and 70s, you better take action when you're in your 30s.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. I think when I used to snowboard all the time, I go up to Terry Peak and ski and snowboard and stuff. There's those guys that get free passes or cheap passes because it's like a senior pass. And in my mind, I'm like, I want guy.
It's awesome. I
I
love seeing
want to
it.
be that guy, that gal, doesn't matter. I want to be that person that like is able to be out sucking in fresh air, enjoying the outdoors, and I'm retired or and I'm older and I can enjoy that stuff, you know, and like actually enjoy it.
Most likely that guy's not on pharmaceutical medication either.
Yeah, he's probably not on blood pressure meds, anything. Yeah.
Yeah, just stuff like that. But that's my goal at now 44 is like that's where I want to be at that in 20 years.
It seems like it's a choice. Like, because, you know, we're all in our 40s,
Mhm.
right? But
Yeah, barely.
But it seems like once guys get around 40, they accept they're old and they live that life.
Yeah.
They're not, but it's the choice they made. It's like, hey, like, you're still only 40. Like, you don't have to let the old man in. Like, you can kick that guy out as long as you want.
Yes.
But once you let him in, he's not leaving.
No, he's gonna hang out.
I mean, the average American, well, I don't know the exact number, but retirement age is 62. Do you want to work your whole life and get to 62 and then your retirement is sitting on a couch, or do you want to actually have time to enjoy the things you like doing?
It's time you work that long, enjoy it. So yeah, I mean, GameDayMen'sHealth.com.
Yep.
Give you guys a call. You say you just like Google it. The number's there. Probably the easiest way. You guys are located. What's this?
West Omaha.
On West Omaha. What's this?
Big Plaza. I always tell people by Pancheros is usually the big building by Pancheros is what everyone seems to know.
Yes, that's a good way to do it. Right
we're
across
up on the second floor, but we're local. You know, we're proud to be local too.
Yeah.
So it's locally owned. Franchise is not, but business actually is.
Yeah, that's cool, man. I can't wait to see. I mean, because you guys have been around since November. I can't wait to see what it's like in November after a year, 2 years, 3 years. Just the amount of people and it's going to change our community. I think the ability that men's health is a huge deal. I mean, it really is. And I think as a society, things have changed a lot in the last decade or more. That health in general, whether it be mental health, physical health, all of it, I think everybody's really zoning in on it because it's something I think we kind of didn't pay a lot of attention to, and especially as men, you get worried about your family and working and everything else and not kind of looking at yourself. And it's like, you really got to check in on yourself.
So the community here has already told us thank you over and over again. Our biggest sign that we are doing the right things is how many referrals we get from our current patients.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say that almost every single one of our patients that is here has sent us one or two people to help them as well. So thank you, Rapid.
Yeah, it's been great.
Yeah, keep it up, and it's cool. Well, I think you guys a lot. Is there anything else we want to mention? Covered it, man. So come in here, join me, join all the other guys that are doing, and ladies. They're a gal at my work. She just started. She got her first shot, I think yesterday or whatever.
That's awesome.
So she'll be losing some weight, and she's like first day in. Somebody brought in cookies. I had a cookie, and she was like, I don't even want to eat that cookie. Like one day, and she would have been over there eating that cookie with me. So it's just cool to see, like, watching her and her fiance's life is changing because he's in here too. But so it's just cool. It's cool. I can't wait to see what it does in the community and everything. So thank you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. And thank you for listening. We'll see you guys later.
Thanks.